a long-standing partnership. Again, at the Winter Games of Calgary, the Olympic tradition continues.
Giant Stadium, the Meadowlands, New Jersey, just across the Hudson River from New York City. And tonight, an unusual air of anticipation as the New England Patriots and the New York Jets meet in an AFC Eastern Divisional game. And tonight also marks the strike deadline set by the NFL Players Association. A strike that at this moment seems imminent. ABC Sports presents NFL Monday Night Football. This is our 18th season, and with those years, so many memories. Second down and 10. Grogan, that's one way, rolls the other, has Hannah in front of him. Hannah with a good block. Look at Grogan, coming all the way. God. He scored.
Four wide receivers. Low snap. Duper intercepted at the 33 by Rod McSwain. And Rod McSwain has, in all probability, just clinched the AFC East Championship for the New England Patriots.
Tonight from Giant Stadium in New Jersey, it's the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Hello again, everyone. I'm Frank Gifford, and welcome to Giant Stadium here in the Meadowlands of New Jersey for a meeting of two longtime rivals from the old AFL, the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. And this could be the last football game of the NFL you're going to be watching, at least for the time being, because the Players Association strike deadline coincides with the conclusion of tonight's game, and there's been absolutely nothing that has transpired this past day to ease a very critical situation. We will be finding out more about the strike situation when at halftime we talk to Gene Upshaw live from Washington. Gene, of course, the executive director of the National Football League Players Association. We'll also talk to Jack Donlan. He is the chief negotiator for the National Football League. And we are going to be talking to Mike Singletary, the player representative from the Chicago Bears. For yours truly, there's a feeling of deja vu tonight. 5 years ago, I called a game here between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. It was that night there had been a strike deadline called by the Players Association. It was an eerie night because the lights went out for 14 minutes, you might recall. Everyone thought it couldn't happen. They said it would not happen. Well, it did happen, and it happened for 57 days. They were out. A season shortened to 9 games, and that is exactly the kind of situation we're in. Now, Michaels, it is critical at the moment. We are not holding anything back from you. We do not know anything special. We will know more at halftime.
Well, the lights going out was a precursor. You know, Frank, I was thinking yesterday the players had to be somewhat distracted because of all of the talk about the strike. Tonight they are really distracted. It has dominated pregame conversation. In fact, a case in point, the New England Patriots came out of their regular offensive and defensive meetings today, and then the whole team went into a session with Mark Murphy of the Players Association at 11:30 this morning for 1 hour at the hotel, and might I add, to the surprise and obvious chagrin of the New England Patriot coaches. As far as the situation with Donlan and Upshaw, are they meeting right now? No. We talked to Upshaw on the phone about an hour ago. I said, anything in the last 3 hours of any significance? He said no. Again, we'll talk to them at halftime. I know a lot of fans keep saying, didn't these guys learn something back in 1982? Didn't they realize how damaging it was? I think it's worth noting that 2/3 of the players, 67% of the players now active in the National Football League, were not in the league in 1982, so they're liable to learn about a strike firsthand. We'll find out in 3 hours. Meanwhile, there's also a football game to be played tonight, and as I turn to Dan Deerdorf, it figures to be a pretty good one.
Yeah, it does, Al. It ought to be high scoring, and it's kind of a shame that the game ends up being second nature and secondary to all the strike talk. But a good football game we ought to have tonight. It should be high scoring. These two teams don't play a lot of 7-3 or 10-7 football. On the one side, we've got the New York Jets. They opened up at 10-1 last year, and everyone in New York can't forget the 5-game collapse they had at the end of the season. Even though they beat the Chiefs in the playoffs and then lose to Cleveland, it hasn't been forgotten. They barely beat Buffalo last week. They have holes, especially defensively. On the other side, it's the New England Patriots. Take the Bears, take the Giants, and you have to include the Patriots as the top 3 most talented teams in the National Football League. If the players don't walk out at halftime tonight, it ought to be a good game.
The ceremonial handshake took place earlier. The show of solidarity just moments ago. The two teams meeting at midfield. And now we're ready for the start of the game. Tony Eason will start at quarterback. It was going to be Steve Grogan, but he developed neck and muscle spasms during pregame warm-ups, and thus that's the reason that Eason gets the start tonight. Grogan quarterbacked the team last week. Tatupu and Collins are the running backs. Morgan and Fry are the great wideouts. Dawson the tight end. And the offensive line with the rookie at right tackle, Bruce Armstrong. Eason to put it up, and down he goes back at the 2. It's Bob Crable, who came back from a severe injury, had a big interception last week in the 3rd down and 16 from the 2-yard line, and they're just trying to pick up some more room for Rich Camarillo, the punter, as Tatupu takes it out to the 4-yard line. So a very auspicious start, and it's Nichols, Gerald Nichols, the rookie nose tackle for the New York Jets, and averaged over 42 yards a kick at the back of the end zone. And it's a low line drive kick that takes a good bounce for New England, fielded at the 45-yard line, and Townsell is stopped at the 42. Run back, and here is Ken O'Brien, so good last year through the first 11 weeks. And then the terrible finish coinciding with the Jets losing 5 straight, benched in the playoffs, but looked good last week basically against Buffalo. McNeil and the rookie Roger Vick, Toon and Walker the wideouts, and a revamped offensive line. The tackle, and there they are, they're 3-4. The unrelated Williams is Brent and Toby with Veras at right end. Good outside backers, Tippett and Blackman, with Nilsson, the veteran, at 36, and McGrew in the middle. And the secondary, a good one, even though they are missing Roland James. Jim Bowman takes his spot at strong safety. Cleaver comes in motion on 2nd down and 8 from the 39, and with a flag drop, McNeil takes the ball to the 34-yard line. Roger Vick leading the way, and Don Blackman in on the stop. Down and 8. The Jets trying to cut down on penalties, but last week a total of 15. O'Brien on 3rd and 8 hits Walker, and he gets tackled. His forward progress takes him to about the 31.5. He appears to be a little shy of the first down. By the way, we note that Steve Largent yesterday went up and over 700 to join Charlie Joyner, so it gives you an idea of where Walker stacks up against the 2 best.
We could be looking at a couple of possibilities here. Line up for scrimmage and take a long count.
9-yard field goal, so that was an option as well.
And the Jets now send Cleaver in motion on 4th down and 1, and pitch the ball to Hector, and he picks up the first down at the 30-yard line. They put Fa'aola in, and then he lined up on a wing to the left. 1st and 10 at the 29. That's Toon in motion. And O'Brien goes the other way to Mickey Schuler, the tight end, to the 10-yard line and a first down. And Vick are the running backs on 1st and goal from the 9. And it's McNeil trying to pick and thread his way for 3 to the 6-yard line. 3rd and goal. Toon in motion. And O'Brien lost it for Walker. No good.
That's perfectly legal, but there was no contact. That's as good as you could play it from Claiborne's standpoint.
Leahy now for a field goal from extra point range. Spotted down at the 12, and the Jets get on the board. So they took over with good field position after the punt. 9:01 to go first quarter. Jets cash in and lead 3-0. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. And it's caught by Greg Beatty, the tight end. Beatty, one of the 2 tight ends. Lynn Dawson has also come back from surgery. Number 14, who still calls the plays, and it's affected his throwing power, and that's the reason you've got Easton in there tonight.
Split at the halfback, the Tupou and Perryman will split time at the fullback.
2nd and 8. from the 37th. And again, it's James, and he works his way out to the 42.
330 big ones.
Third down and 3 now at the 43-yard line. Shotgun for the first time. Low snap, inside handoff, and a first down at the 50-yard line as Tony Collins gains 8.
Ordinary. I mean, Walter Payton averages 4.5 yards a carry. A whole team less than 3.
Second and 8, and the pass is caught by Katupu, and he picks up a first down at the 37-yard line. He is stopped there by Russell Carter, the cornerback. Stanley Steamer. He's to the left, Starring is to the right on 2nd and 10, and the pass goes over the middle, and it's incomplete. He's trying to hit the tight end, Greg Beatty, and a flag goes down. A late flag goes down. Now at the 32-yard line. The drive that began at the 25. And Eason going into a lot of traffic and incomplete, and now the flag gets dropped. Again, Morgan was there, and he was surrounded. Jerry Holmes also in on the play.
That's solid Gildy working against Holmes, yeah.
Pass interference, number 86 offense, still first down.
Number 12, 2nd and 20. Eason throws on the run, and it's complete at the 29-yard line to Stephen Starring. Jerry Holmes making the stop. First quarter, 3-0 Jets from the 29-yard line. Over the middle again, and dropped again, and I'm telling you, that's man bites dog. Stanley Morgan drops 2 and gets whistled for interference. And the penalty on one drive. Now a 46-yard attempt. Tony Franklin missed 2 in a driving rain last week. And this one is short. So Franklin, who signed a gigantic contract after a terrific season, is now zipped for 3 in 87. Jets 3, Patriots nothing. New Jersey. Well, they can afford to be whimsical right now. We'll find out more at halftime. Roger Vick gets buried. Garen Barris leads the charge.
And there is Buddy Carson, brought in 3 years ago to revamp the Jets defense. Went from a 4-3 to a 3-4.
2nd and 15. O'Brien pump fakes, hits McNeil, and Freeman past the 30, the 40, and they'll have to chase him down from behind. He's to the 30-yard line and stopped at the 19 by Raymond Claiborne. What a move by Freeman McNeil early on to get sprung.
Does a veteran back know how to do? He knows how to set up his blockers. O'Brien gets some extra time, pumps once, fakes our cameraman, and then gets it to McNeil. But look how he sets up his blockers, Frank, but now it's all Freeman.
All the way, the quick cut. Nobody cuts quite like McNeil. He comes out of the cut accelerating. He doesn't have the...
There he is, Freeman McNeil. It's officially in the books now as 57 yards. 2nd and 9 from the 18. And down he goes, and for the New England Patriots, that is first sack since last November in a regular season game. They have gone 4 regular season games, as you see, tying a dubious league mark without a sack.
And last year, they were in that stretch run. They got to the playoffs, and they were just edged by Denver. They went on to the Super Bowl, so...
And it's Hector. And the big back takes it down to the 17, where Toby Williams makes the tackle, and that sets Leahy up for what will be about a 34-yard attempt.
Giants against Dallas. A little longer than this.
34-yard attempt. He made a 22-yarder earlier in the period. And Pat Leahy is accounted for all of the scoring in this one with 1:06 to play in the first quarter at East Rutherford. Jets 6. Page field goal. Starring is back deep. Stephen at the 2-yard line. Starring from the 1. Out past the 20. The 30. And finally run out of bounds at the 43-yard line by Carl Howard. 36, Danny Villa in at right tackle, spelling Armstrong. Good one coming up, Nebraska. 2nd in the country against Arizona State, both unbeaten. That one in Tempe at 3 o'clock Eastern Time Saturday. Nebraska and Arizona State on ABC's College Football. And Denver against Cleveland, maybe next Monday.
Patriots right now.
At the moment, 3rd down and 6 at the 48-yard line. And Eason buried at the 35. Alex Gordon, the rookie out of the University of Cincinnati, and the man Mike Ditka wanted to be Chicago's first-round draft choice. He was overruled. They went for Harbaugh, and it's Gordon with the sack.
And that has to be reflective of the changes in that offensive line that have transpired just in the past few minutes. Armful 22.
3rd down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Great protection for O'Brien, and then a drop pass. Rocky Cleaver had it in his hands. Catch in the first quarter at Buffalo, but then they got it in gear and won at 31-28.
He had never known nothing but being on top until a year ago, and it's tough to go through.
Dave Jennings with punt number 1091 of his long career. And Irving Fryer lets it bounce, and it's down at the 48-yard line by Billy Griggs. Eason at quarterback. And he flips it to James, and Craig goes nowhere. Coming up from the corner is Russell Carter to drop him for a loss of 2. Shotgun. Eason buried again, and that's the rookie, Alex Gordon. Gordon got a sack last week that was originally credited to Gastineau, and now 2 tonight.
Let's take a look at it again. Coming from the bottom, it's going to be Alex Gordon. Hesitates just a bit, and that confuses Armstrong, who stays inside. Look at the way that Armstrong.
3rd and 19. And again he gets sacked at the 27. And that's another rookie, Gerald Nichols. So the 2 rookies with back-to-back sacks.
He's going to rush to the outside, I guess. Well, I think that's what Paul Fairchild thought. Starts to the outside, a little head fake, throws him back to the inside. Don't believe it when they line up to the outside.
3rd and 9, New York from the 31. Flips it to Schuler, trying to get the first down, loses the football on the far side. Patriots have it. Andre Tippett. He was fighting for that first down. He knew exactly where he had to go and forgot the football.
Schuler's going for the first down. It would have been a lot easier to step out of bounds, but he's trying to stay in bounds. Let's watch the hustle of Andre Tippett. Tries to get inside, working against Dan Alexander, fights off Hector, and this is nothing but hustle. It's easy to look at a play. He could have been 10 yards away, but he goes with it.
2nd and 8, 9:54 to play, first half. Jets on top, 6-0. Eason sacked 4 times already. Collins, big hole to the 25. And Tony, who picked up 95 yards on the ground against Miami last week, had Armstrong clearing the way for him.
Did it.
3rd and 7, and a flag is thrown, 2 flags, and Starring comes up and knows he was interfered with, despite the protestation of Jerry Holmes.
Well, Jerry Holmes was celebrating. I don't know what he's celebrating. I would think that it's going to be Jerry Holmes that's going to get flagged.
It is. Point injury. But in there tonight, 3rd and 8. Dumps it off for Collins. He has no blocking. And at the 15-yard line, he's taken down by Kerry Glenn.
Being called the $1 million man because of the big contract he signed. It's making him a little self-conscious, I think.
32-yarder, Eason to hold. And Franklin has his first 3 points of the season. 7:17 to play in the first half. Jets 6, Pats 3.
But he was about a count and a half early.
Some of them have been accused of making their block a little easier that way, too.
Oh, it makes them look quick.
3rd down and 8 from the 23. O'Brien over the middle for Hector, and dragged down at the 44 by Jim Bowman.
Pull out, sort of improvised, moved out to the right flat. Here they come. He knows he's going to be in trouble if he stays in the pocket. He knows also he's going to have single coverage downfield, which he does in the form of Johnny Hector, and they get the first down. They have wanted to do, and that is being able to move the ball on the ground. Joe would like to keep control of the football game by moving the ball on the ground, and they have been relatively successful.
On 3rd and 6, O'Brien over the middle, juggled and caught, but short of the first down. Johnny Hector is there. Briggs, Schuler, and Cleaver in. All three are tight ends, and for the moment, Cleaver comes outside, but look for him in motion. 4th and inches.
Second time here in the first half.
And through the middle, and it's going to be real close. Nu'u'Fa'aola.
I am not a big fan of that motion man having to make that kind of a block on a short yardage situation.
Fairchild is replaced, and Craig James, the running back, also with a twisted knee.
4 wide receivers now for the Patriots on 3rd and 5 from the 48. And over the middle and dropped at the 44-yard line, Cedric Jones.
To Jack Donlin and Gene Upshaw, I wish they'd spend a little more time talking to each other and a little less time talking to the press.
2nd down and 12 from the 13-yard line.
Look out.
O'Brien gets sacked back at the 1 by Brent Williams. And now all of a sudden it's the Patriots who start thinking about taking time out. And they do right here.
He's about 5'11" or 6 feet. Caught 28 touchdown passes, most of them from Y.A. Tittle in the early 60s.
A teammate of yours, and we want to congratulate you, sir, because your son Jeff and his lovely wife Karen gave birth. He gave birth today to a 7-pound 6-ounce baby girl in Colorado Springs. Grandpa, congratulations.
Thank you. Frankly, indeed,
Be proud of it.
5 next month with Vicky.
We just want to be accurate. 3rd down and 24 from the 1. And getting out of the end zone just barely is Johnny Hector. McGrew makes the tackle. He's becoming a marathon man. If you add up his punts through the years, 25.8 miles. And a little more mileage here at an opportune time. Fryer at the 42-yard line. And Irving is taken down at the 38. And with 1 timeout remaining, here come the Patriots.
Yeah, we've had Morgan open earlier. He just has not held on to it.
2nd and 10. Eason hit down again. It's Crable with the sack at the 45-yard line.
He's coming back in November.
On 3rd and 16, Eason escapes the sack for the moment and then gets run out of bounds, and a flag is down at the 45-yard line.
But that's all Mark Gastineau.
They took the extra 10 yards. And it's Eason. And it's tipped and intercepted at the 26-yard line by Rich Miano.
Back there. Eason looking to go deep for one of the rare times. Chased out of the pocket. Is deflected. And Miano filling in for the injured Lester Lyles is there for the interception.
The play was really going to Irving Fryer, and Harry Hamilton is the guy that gets in there and gets a hand on the football and forces it off of Fryer's hands, and Miano makes the play.
So the Jets now from the 27. O'Brien throws on the run, tipped and caught, and Toon runs out of bounds to stop the clock with 17 seconds.
Hands and makes the play.
3 receivers to the right. And O'Brien starting, and down he goes at the 34-yard line, and that's Kenneth Sims. And Milford Hodge, who's in there, who converge on the sack. With to the right. And they're just going to keep it on the ground. And it's McNeil who springs loose, and Freeman gets run down at the 39-yard line, but that's it for the first half. And who would have thunk it, as the saying goes. 2 teams that can score a lot of points. New England last week on a rain-slick field, 28. The Jets with 31 in Buffalo, but no TDs tonight.
And what do I say when we open up the telecast? These 2 teams don't play many 7-3 ball games. Yeah, nice job there.
That was due right along throughout the evening. The man of the hour for the moment is in Washington. His name is Gene Upshaw. He is going to join us live from Washington now. Jack Donlin will join us live from our studios, our ABC studios here in New York. And we are going to go first to you, Gene. You are the man of the hour, the man of the moment. What do you have to say? What is the status of the NFL strike, the deadline being tonight?
Well, Frank, when I took over 4.5 years ago as executive director of the Players Association, the players mandated that we take a different course of action, an action which would bring us to a situation where we would not have a strike in the National Football League. Obviously, that course of action did not work because we don't have an agreement. It looks like it's going to take a strike to get the owners of the National Football League to negotiate with the players in good faith. So as of midnight tonight, the players in the National Football League will be on strike once again, and that's really, really sad.
No way this can be averted at this moment. Is that what you're saying, Gene?
Not at this point in time. There's no way that it can be averted. The players have already, in many cities, have cleaned their lockers and will be in the next couple of days cleaning their lockers because they realize that we've been forced into this action. It's something that none of us wanted to do. It's something that we don't like doing because it's really bad on the fans, it's bad on the players, and it's bad on the owners.
Gene, is there anything that Jack Donlin will have to tell you before you get the players back in uniform, or will it take a complete agreement before the players are in uniform again?
Well, obviously, Jack's hands are tied by a committee that hardliners that realize that their course of action at this time seems to be to break the strike and to break the union. We're on a different course. We're on a course in which we want to reach an agreement that is fair to the players, one which both sides can live with, one in which both sides win, and that's all we're trying to accomplish as players.
Now we'll go to Jack Donlin, Gene. And Jack, the major issue with free agency, that's your understanding of it, and this would be the first time you've heard this. Of course, you've anticipated it. Your thoughts right now?
Well, the facts just don't support what Gene has said. You know, in the last 5 years, under the current system, our players have gone from $90,000 a year to $230,000 a year, and with benefits are $300,000 a year players. We have proposed this time to improve, to liberalize that system. We've also proposed improvements in the pension plan, in the disability plan. We've proposed improvements in the insurance, the medical, the dental, and the health, injury protection, the preseason, postseason pay, and many other types of things. What has the union done in the same period of time? For the last 2 weeks before the expiration of this agreement, they refused to meet with us. They were too busy. They refused every offer we've made to go to mediation. They refused our offer for an extension. And what they've done is they took, with 7 days left, a week ago today, they made their first economic proposal, and that proposal would cost us $200 million more than our last year's costs, and it would throw out the system that I've just explained. So what Gene says is just categorically untrue.
Jack, you are well aware of the fact a major decision was rendered today by arbitrator Tom Roberts to rule that baseball management conspired to restrict free agency. It figures to have far-reaching effect. What does that mean in terms of future negotiation from your standpoint?
Well, I think that just shows the wisdom of the NFL owners who say that we have a system, a good system, a system that has worked. It's worked for the players. It's taken them up to $300,000 a year, and we don't want to throw that system out. Gene suggests that we throw that system out and leave ourselves at the mercy of a federal court somewhere down the road, because either we won't bid on the players and we'll be sued for collusion, or we will bid on the players and we'll be bankrupt like every other sport that's done that. We're not going to do that.
Gene, what is the options of coming back? First of all, let me ask the two of you, who's going to call who? Somebody has got to be in touch with somebody. Who makes the first move here?
Well, obviously, Jack has misstated the facts completely. There is no way he's presented any proposals whatsoever. He's asked for a $98 million take-back from the players. We just can't accept that. As far as who's going to make the first move, I've already initiated a move to a person who I feel has some authority, a person that hopefully can bring this process to a speedy and fast conclusion.
Gene Upshaw, Jack Donlin, we're going to be coming back. Your marks will be live, and we're also going to be going out to Chicago, where we are going to be joined by Mike Singletary. He, of course, is the great middle linebacker for the Bears, but also there's a player rep for the Bears, and we'll be back with that in a moment.
Representatives, do you think that this union is solid enough, that things are binding enough, that all of the teams will go on strike tomorrow?
Well, I certainly hope so. I think the players and the player reps realize the importance of this particular bargaining agreement. And I think we've been networking and talking to one another and really trying to educate our players as to what the points are and what the issues are. And I feel that the union will, if not right now, by tomorrow, will be totally solidated.
Gene Upshaw, our understanding is that the teams will meet tomorrow, and we understand that Mark Murphy from your organization will be with the New England Patriots up in New England. There is some question as to whether the New England Patriots are in agreement. Could you maybe further enlighten us on that they are going to have a meeting in their parking lot tomorrow morning before their regular team meeting in the afternoon?
Well, I know that Mark has met with the New England Patriots. We're confident that the New England Patriots will be like every team in the National Football League, and they will honor the strike. It's amazing that we're forced into this action, but we have to take this step. The only way that the owners in the National Football League will ever bargain with us, we have to go on strike to do it. They've never bargained with us until we're on strike, and this is no different this time around.
Final question from Mike Singletary. Does it take an agreement to get you back to work, or just hearing the right things from Donlin?
Well, really, I think to get us back to work as players and player reps, we have to feel that we have something on the table that's worth going back for. And that's the most important thing. That's the bottom line.
Okay, Mike Singletary, we thank you for being with us this evening. Jack Donlin of the NFL, and of course Gene Upshaw from the Players Association.
At the 29-yard line. And it's caught by Walker out at the 45-yard line. Wesley Walker makes the catch for a first down.
Getting what they were looking for. I really get the feeling that that's what Gene Upshaw was looking for. He wants to show some strength to try to get them to the bargaining table, and Jack Donlin doesn't strike me as a man all that upset about it.
They're looking at Kenny O'Brien for the moment, but it did appear that way. You can't really quite comprehend, however, what probably is going through their minds. Wonder as they look at Kenny O'Brien, and we'll send in Pat Ryan, but one has to wonder, could they get this?
Go to the sideline with a contact lens that had become dislodged, and thus Pat Ryan, the number 2 quarterback who started in the playoffs last year, is in for the moment and gives it to Johnny Hector out to the 46-yard line.
I kind of admire them for making a sacrifice to go out for really what's going to be the betterment of players who make a lot less money.
Second down and 7 from the 47-yard line. While O'Brien fixes the contact lens problem, Schuler takes the pass from Ryan and works it down to the 46-yard line for a first down.
Process over a week ago.
I'm glad we go Monday night rather than Sunday. It'll be refreshing to watch someone else have to deal with it first.
The regular players, when they come back to the players who participate.
Third down and 1. After what the Jets felt was a faulty spot. Instead of a first down, 3rd and inches at the 46-yard line. And that's Cleaver in motion. And through the middle goes Nu'ufaa'aola, 9th-round pick out of Hawaii last year, and that's a first down. And I used to do high school basketball with 5 Samoans on a fast break, and if you blew a name, the father would come down to the station with a machete the next day. First down at the 45-yard line as O'Brien gets sacked back at his own 49.
I think the whole thing stinks. I'd rather talk about the football game.
Very, very bad.
Second down and 16. McNeil was the man in motion, and O'Brien gets sacked again back at the 41-yard line as the Patriots come roaring through, led by Don Blackman.
As a guard, and Bingham at center is holding up rather well.
Right.
Third down, 23 from the 41-yard line. O'Brien to Toon, and there he was, and Al Toon gets free for the touchdown, but a penalty marker is down at the 33-yard line. A flag is down at the 33.
Take it deep, he can do it all, and this time O'Brien gets it into him. Had a blitz coming, as you can see. Lipette from the outside. Toon just rips it out of the arms of Claiborne and uses the speed to get in the end zone.
But Raymond Claiborne, one of the best, gives Toon the inside, then plays Toon, has him, just can't hold on. We asked where was Altoon, just waiting for the right moment. The Jets open it up.
3rd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. And it's caught by Cedric Jones for a 1st down out at the 34-yard line.
Down the team, but they're being outplayed emotionally by the Jets.
1st and 10 from the 34 with Pryor in motion, and Collins goes nowhere, fumbles. Gordon fighting for the football. And Jerry Seaman confirms that New York has recovered. Russell Carter recovered.
And is that Bob Crable that makes that hit?
Quickly, whatever he relayed to O'Brien had a whole lot of verbiage in it. That usually means pass.
Oh, and the ball is loose. Collins doesn't have the football before Crable gets there.
1st down, New York now at the Patriots 30-yard line. And O'Brien to Tune again. 1st down at the 15 for the chorus of Tune. Stopped by Ronnie LePage.
Let's look again and see how the Jets got the ball. Out of the eye, Tony Collins never has the football. It looked like a good position by Easton putting the ball right in his stomach, but he never controlled it.
From the 15, O'Brien to Schuler to the 9. 4 Jets at the 9. Walker is in motion. And it's Freeman McNeil trying to fight his way for a 1st down, stopped by Andre Tippett.
Tonight it's difficult to tell. They haven't executed in any way.
Maybe force him into the right one.
That's the ball that New England's been playing with this evening.
Yeah.
But a 20-3 lead, which the Jets are threatening to take.
Cleaver moving. Hector. And Hector is in for the touchdown. Quickly, twice. And Joe Walton looking on as his team now leads by 17.
Nothing new seeing Cleaver in motion. He takes the kick out from the inside. Number 63, Ted Banker, clears out Steve Nelson. Johnny Hector does the rest. I don't think the Patriots are buying this one at all.
Game before the players walk. The Jets trying to make the most of it, leading 20-3. And it's Roger Vick going through the middle.
Roger Vick, I was impressed yesterday with his size. He's 6'3", 232. In the era of a lot of small backs, he's a big man.
2nd and 2 at the 32. He fumbles, does Vick, and it's picked up by Tippett. And he is in for the touchdown.
Vick carrying that ball very loosely.
Up and down, Frank, exposing the ball.
Watch how he handles it. In the hand. Now he puts it on the inside. If he's going to carry it anywhere, it should be on the outside and dip that shoulder, cover up the football. It's very expensive.
Lawrence McGrew
everywhere.
Lawrence McGrew makes the hit
for a touchdown. It turned out to be the game winner.
Vick again. He's got it in the left hand. He breaks to the inside, tries to change hands with it. He should have covered it up or at least kept it in the outside hand because his hit on the inside shoulder, as it usually is.
Townsell from the 8. And to the 30. Cuts it back. JoJo Townsell taken down from behind at the 39-yard line. Ernest Gibson saving the touchdown.
Yeah, Bobby Humphrey is the man they like to see handle it, number 48.
and he becomes the lead blocker, but head upfield.
And effective it was, that block by Humphrey. And then a good cut back to the inside that'll tack on about 20 more yards for Townsell. Good, versatile, all-around athlete.
Both land right on the tee.
32-yard line. O'Brien hits Schuler to the 24 for a gain of close to 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Play fake. Throwing. 1st down to Schuler. 2 to 12.
Mickey Schuler just on a simple crossing pattern. The Patriots back in his zone, but playing the run all the way. Good, smart call.
Broke under Marion and took it right in front of Claiborne.
O'Brien loses the ball and then falls on it at the 15, starting to roll to his right, and he loses 3.
And O'Brien making a lot of friends tonight, spreading it around. Schuler, though, he is the clever one. He will find the open spot as he did a moment ago in that little zone.
From the 15. To the 12, about the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be third down. And O'Brien pressured, throws, flag down in the end zone. O'Brien with his pocket collapsing.
And from the 14-year man, you don't see it often.
Nothing doing for McNeil. He loses 3. McGrew is there to trip him up.
I don't know. Stick around. There'll be new teams next week.
Second and goal. Hector in there. Boy, you talk about a guy who can smell the goal line. Johnny Hector has already scored 4 touchdowns at the end of the drive. Cash in for 7.
A great answer to that turnover touchdown. Let's watch Hector once again. Right out in front of it.
The key block was Mickey Schuler pinning Don Blackman to the inside. That's what made it happen.
And Sweeney pulling from the far side was right there.
And that's a sight the Patriots have seen with regularity. Last year when New York went up to Foxborough and beat the Patriots, Hector scored 3 touchdowns in that game. Third period. Townsell at the 31. Oh, great move. There he goes again. Beautiful. To the 40.
Pretty. It's not what you're taught to do. You head upfield.
Look at those feet.
I guess if you stand in one place long enough, they'll pass you.
He has got those feet moving around. No one has a clue where he's going. Bonnie Ed Reynolds is there.
What
Another great return.
What an effort by JoJo Townsell.
Swing it out to McNeil. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage by Ronnie Lepet.
July, they're starting strong safety. You know, Lepet is coming off, but he looks to be all right.
Jersey, Jets on top of the Patriots, 27-10. That wish for the moment has not been granted. Gene Upshaw announcing halftime tonight, 41-yard line. As O'Brien gives the ball to Hector through the middle. And he takes it to the 33-yard line. All right, let's go to baseball for the moment and update you as to what's been taking place. Boston wins, they knock off Detroit, and Toronto wins, so the Blue Jays lead the Tigers by a half game in the East. Yankees rained out at Milwaukee. Cleveland beats Oakland. Minnesota was off, so Oakland is now 4 back, and there are the other scores. In the National League, Mets win. Johnson hits a grand slam. Hojo another home run. Cardinals win. They stay 2.5 in front. Montreal now 4 back. They lose to Pittsburgh, and the Giants on their way to a title in the West lead in the second inning, 2-0 San Francisco. At the 33-yard line. O'Brien in and out of the hands of Johnny Hector, about the only thing he's done wrong tonight, and that's the end of the streak for O'Brien.
He was looking perhaps for an offside, and the Jets now just overwhelming in total yards. They're dominating on land, in the air, and on the sea if it were around here.
I'm stunned by those figures. 60 yards total offense for the Patriots.
Little high pop fly. And the Jets are going to down it at the 2.
Dave Jennings, he's been around for a long time. He can do that as well. So teams coach with his long career in this league.
Reflector doesn't work. Katupu holds on, and safety.
Oh, that's a bogus call there.
What did they expect to happen down there? He might have consulted Ray Berry before he tried that one. You're going to get penetration. There's no way you can avoid it. Defensive linemen have their lips pulled back, the froth coming out of their mouth. They're going to penetrate. You're not going to get that lateral. You're not going to get the pass off.
Jet defense last year, and we've touched on it tonight. Klecko's still out. Mills still out. Baldwin out. And Lyons, after double shoulder surgery, in.
Smile on Jack.
10:44 to go. Final game of the second week. Frank, what's your feeling as to how long this strike will last?
I don't think the statement that was made tonight, and I don't mean the words, but I mean the statement by the association, can mean it could be anything, at least canceling at least one game for certain. I don't think they'll come back for the Cleveland game. This could be a long one. This philosophy as much as money.
Eason throws, and it's caught by Starring. Inbounds at the 32.
Passionate about philosophy than you are money.
1st and 10 from the 33, and Irving Fryer makes the catch, and he is ridden down right away. 2nd and 6 from the 36. Collins. And Glenn makes the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and about 2.
Be wishing they'd leave now.
Yeah. 3rd and 2. Beatty makes the catch, and that's the first down for New England at the 44-yard line with 9.5 to go.
New England is a team who is going to be put in a tremendous bind and might be forced to sell his ball club.
From the 45, it's Beatty, and he takes it to the 46. In fact, boys, that's one thing they want to stop. 2nd down and 1 from the 46-yard line. It's tipped, and it's incomplete.
Wondering how can this team look so bad. This may be as bad a football game as they play all season long.
Came up and destroyed them.
3rd and 1. And Tutupu takes it down to the 39-yard line. 39-yard line. And the catch is made at the 22, and that's Stanley Morgan.
I don't think they've covered him all night.
He's dropped to 10, no huddle, shotgun, 24-yard line. 8 minutes to go. For Starring, flags all over the place.
And that may be offensive interference. That looked like Stephen Starring's. Ooh. Jerry Holmes, the guy that's going to get flagged, but working to the inside.
The ball's on the 1-yard line. 1st down.
It was very minimal.
From the 1 now, off the play fake and lost it into the end zone and caught for the touchdown. Greg Beatty.
Great pattern. Collins was there in case Beatty didn't handle it.
He was the man on the inside. As we look at the touchdown pass, tough to loft it in any better than that. Beatty looks it in. Kevin MacArthur had the original coverage on Beatty, fell down.
O'Brien, what a beauty. Walker inside the 25, and a nice nifty move, and down at the 16.
Took a while for O'Brien to find him.
This is a new definition of being open. Right now, no one was within 15 yards of Wesley Walker.
He looked like he came out of the tunnel at the far end.
Looked like the hidden man coming off the sideline. From behind Kenny O'Brien, look at what he sees. There's Wesley Walker. The closest man, Rod McSwain, is a good 15 yards behind when the ball is thrown.
And that is a very, very big play, because that was a 3rd and 7. Wrapped it up at the 16. Hector takes it to the 12, and now they can take another couple of minutes off the clock. Figures. Through the middle, Hector.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, and he'd like to get in again, and he may get the chance. He's to the 3, and it's 1st and goal. Hector, can he get in again? No, just short. Seeking his 5th touchdown of the season. Nope, play fake. And O'Brien going to Schuler, but he's out of bounds anyway. Even had
Give it to him.
There goes Cleaver. No. Ola in there says O'Brien, and in there say the officials.
Number 1. That's nice. The embrace of Johnny Hector. He set it up. But on his own, Paola hit 2 yards from the goal line.
36-17. And 2nd and 10 at the 20. Eason over the middle, and that's Beatty making another catch, but too little and too late out to the 30-yard line. And a first down. And that's Morgan. There's no TDs in the first half, and then the Jets explode in the 3rd period.
3 games. How'd you like to be 2-0 when you left, and 2-3 or 2-4 when you came back?
1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Morgan, and he makes the catch. He's inbounds at the 12-yard line.
Put that one on a string.
He showed a great deal of raw athletic ability, just staying alive long enough to get this throw off.
Hamilton was just laying back. I don't think he thought he had that kind of an arm. He just zipped it. Hamilton was laying off his man, just kind of coasting, and there was so much on it he couldn't get back to the receiver.
With that long reception, Stanley Morgan.
5-yard pickup at the 12, 1st and 10. Into the end zone and a touchdown. It's Stephen Starring making the catch. And New England is not dead yet.
But they're just a little short of breath. Again, he's strong arm, looks all the way in. And the man's still wide open in the end zone.
Well, that's
Starring, one of those receivers you talked about, Dan. They've got a collection of them.
Let's watch the coverage. That's Irving Fryer to the inside, being covered by Kerry Glenn. Jerry Holmes to the outside, just lets Starring go.
Passed him on to Miano, and Miano had nothing to do with it.
Holmes was playing zone. Miano was playing man-to-man.
It did look that way.
That doesn't work, Frank.
No, not very frequently.
So 36-24. They get the good hands people lined up on the near side to the Jets. High bouncer. That's almost a replay there.
You're going to have a safety in a moment.
Hey, Tony, give us a break, will you?
4 flags. He had spelled O'Brien earlier when Kenny had a contact lens this live. And Johnny Hector at the 49-yard line. The ball, and they lead by a dozen. And they're going to put it up. Ryan looking for Toon, and Toon, you talk about interference. And that pass was way underthrown, and Bowman didn't even look for the ball. First down.
Some countries of the world, they'll put you in jail for this.
That's Bowman coming right back into Toon. More times in this league, Dan, would that be perfectly legal? He did take a shot from Barris.
That's playing the man instead of...
Playing the place of the injured Roland James, and the Jets now trying to take some more time off the clock.
Does not move me either.
No.
Our courts don't have enough to handle, do they? From the 11 down to the 7-yard line.
Good question. How do you get that on the calendar?
I don't know. It's a great question. Well, a pair of minutes to go, and we'll be back. Jets by 12.
Here that Johnny Hector made it into the end zone. Okay, he cuts to the inside. There's contact that stops him. Oh no, that's not a touchdown.
Yeah, but it was for number 5. Don't chalk it up yet, Johnny.
They're not going to give it to him. Again, Johnny Hector on the sweep to the left. Paola out front.
After further review by instant replay, it is determined that the knee hit down. The ball will be on the 1-yard line prior to going in the end zone.
There it is. That's why we have
Bowl champions. And a fumble snap as Ryan has all he can handle to maintain possession.
see. Will it be Johnny Hector? That's the only mystery we have remaining.
Oh, it's Fa'aola.
Ola. Oh, he wants it back. There you go.
0.8 with 2 touchdowns. Talk about the maximum out of the minimum. And since Berry became the coach in a regular season game, the most points, well, that's the most points they've given up since the Super Bowl. Oplau. From the 30, watch it and savor it, folks. It might be the last play we'll see for a while. Gonzo, that's it. End of week 2. End of the season for the moment. 43-24. The Jets win it. So the Jets are 2-0, and New England is 1-1. And it's Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf saying good night from Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This ABC Sports